Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Hammer. Today is Friday, December 19th, 2025. I, of course, am Hammer, founder of Originator Success, Grab and Go Social, and Rate Sensei, all products of Hammer Solutions, here to help you get more business in 2026. Speaking of more business, don't forget to sign up for my 2026 Vision Plan Workshop. I really feel strongly about this. I've talked about it every day, and I will continue to do so into next week. Everybody that joins me each morning, I want to see you on there. I want to help you to have a great 2026. We've got a really awesome workshop planned. It's a 3-hour workshop. It is on Tuesday, December 30th, 1 p.m. Eastern time for about 3 hours. That's 10 a.m. on the best coast of the West Coast, as Ron Siegel would say. Want you to join me. Use that cool link down below or go to hmmr.io/2026 plan. I will put that in the chat. That's hmmr.io/2026 plan. And I'm going to copy that so I can post it again later. So there you go. So anyway, remember, you can join me live each and every weekday morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. If you're here this morning, say good morning. Great to see you there, Nicole Semerad, Michael Scott Love. Good morning, sir. Mallory Fotiadis. Hope you have a great Friday in front of you. Amy Blauser, good morning. Zane, are you there too, my man? Let me know in the comments if you're there. Let's go ahead and keep going. Let's see. All right. Where do I usually go here? Well, let's give you a QR code. If you want to sign up for a quick text reminder, you can sign up at hmmr.io/reminder. Get a text alert that I'm going live each morning with the link so you don't miss anything of the show. We've got a free email that goes out each and every weekday morning at ratelockadvice.com. You can sign up for that, and that just gives you an overview on what's going on and what the outlook is, similar to what I say in the live, but kind of a written format. Also, don't forget to sign up for our text alerts. You can't beat $7 a month to protect your pipeline and stay on top of what's going on for the day. You can sign up for those at ratetextalerts.com as well. And that feels like enough peddling for the moment. Good morning, Brandy Brickler, Deb Dickinson, Rob Smith, Christy Resort. Great to have you here. No Zane, school's out for winter break. He's still snoozing. All right, so it's just Amy. So good morning, Miss Amy. All right, let's go ahead and show you guys what we got going on this morning. By the way, I am coming to you from lovely neighborhood in Charleston, South Carolina, here for a nice little weekend jaunt with my wife. But of course, she knows that I still have to let you guys know what's going on in the morning. So anyway, this morning, rate sheets will be a bit worse than yesterday. Not really anything tremendously terrible. If we take a look here, mortgage-backed securities currently down. Is Presentify up? Oh, it is. Okay, cool. Currently down about 4 basis points at the moment. That's not anything to panic over by any means, but you know, it kind of sets us up for being down. If you take a look here, we did have a little bit of an uptick. We were down 8 or 9 basis points a few minutes ago and could get down that far again. Hold on, I'm going to change to the next one here. Let's see, reprice risk. What happened to my recap from yesterday? I had that on there. Oh, here it is. I wanted to show you, this is important. So yesterday, bonds tested this 101.28 level that I have talked about before, and you know, made a big deal out of. Let me pull this over. We'll kind of let me get the arrow because that'll give us a straighter thing. So it's right about here. All right, so here you go. If we use this as a nice straight line, take a look here. You can see there was only this one time that we broke it for a single day. Other than that, it's held up here. It's held up here. It's held up back here, all the way going back into October. And yesterday, it held up again. Take a look right here. 101.28 has been a very hard level for bonds to break. I don't like to overemphasize technicals, but when there's not anything else to really look at, I mean, this week we had a lot of data that should have been a big deal. This week we would have had a lot of data that was a big deal. We had the jobs data come in. It had October, November numbers that were in there. We had the inflation data, and yet we kind of just rates didn't really improve. We saw rate sheets improve to our best levels that we've kind of tested before. Bonds hit that 101.28 level, and that was it. That's got to tell you something. Now, we knew there'd be a little bit of a kind of a dismissal on the data because it is older data, and it was more corrupted than normal because it came in during the government shutdown or right after the government shutdown when things were still getting ramped up, and it was an incomplete picture. But even still, the next big report we would see would have to be all the way out in January, and I'll talk about that in a minute. So anyway, rates today should be a bit worse than yesterday as bonds lose a little bit of ground, but it's not going to be much. Still a good time to lock loans. Reprice risk on the day is low. I'm not really worried about seeing any kind of sell-off, but I'm not really expecting to see bonds improve. There's nothing that's going to push bonds to improve. We have consumer sentiment coming up at 10 a.m. Eastern time this morning. I'm not expecting that to really help us or shake things up at all. It's going to be just a non-factor. And it's basically as lenders are coming out with pricing. It's the last kind of semi-significant report for the week. The outlook as far as how the Fed goes, I'm going to show you the screen on this one. This is a big deal. Even though we got all of that data this week, there was absolutely no movement here. If we take a look, I mean, it's a 25% give or take expectation that we could see a rate cut in January. And that has been no movement all week. We didn't see it bounce up and bounce down and move around. And it's really kind of a dead window there. So this is important to note. It shows you where traders' minds are at. And as we go into the holidays, things will settle down. Bonds will benefit from getting a little bit of a move to safety. And you could see some of that to rate sheets, but generally rate sheets don't really pass along those kinds of gains too much anyway. And if we do see some gains and break that 101.28, it would be very, very temporary. And not enough to get excited about. So good morning, Will Patterson, Holly Johnson, Tiffany Teal, Harry Dennis, Debbie Richardson, Thomas Wolf. Mike Debo said it's Friday. Why not wait till later this afternoon before locking? I agree, Mike. I mean, I would start off the day floating. That's, by the way, I'm going to use that as a chance to go ahead and promote the text alerts. So hold on, I got to throw them up on the screen. When I do the advice, a lot of times, unless there's something that we're locking before an event or markets are already in a bad way, I usually say go ahead and start the day cautiously floating, but I'm not expecting to see any improvement anyway, and you're not going to see enough improvement to really get onto rate sheets. So I don't think locking this morning or this afternoon is going to matter one way or the other, unless you plan on floating into next week and only are locking if you're afraid, if we see something really bad happen today that would precipitate a locking scenario. And if so, make sure you're signed up for our text alerts. That's the wrong one. Here you go. These are for our text alerts. But otherwise, there's really not anything happening next week to get excited about that would really see rates improve. Let me go ahead and share my screen. I'm going to actually, hold on, let me get rid of this first. And I'll share my screen. We'll take a look at the economic calendar for next week. I don't think there's anything on there that it would be anything that I would be expecting to like, oh, hey, this may be a day where we see some benefit or so. I mean, you've got that weekly report that we now see, the ADP employment change weekly report there. You've got, some GDP stuff coming out for the third quarter. These will be I wonder, are these the final or the revised? I forget. Where are we? These are the final numbers. So we could see something there, but really not likely. Wednesday, there's nothing going on. You got a 7-year treasury auction, and then we get into just total quiet mode, right? Because Wednesday is December 24th. It's Christmas Eve. Markets will close at 2 p.m. Eastern time. They'll be closed on Thursday. Traders are going to be gone on Friday. We're going to see this. And what's not funny, but what's interesting about this time of year is we see it Christmas week, and then it duplicates itself the following week for New Year's, where it's going to be that way. And when Christmas and New Year's, fall on a Thursday, you lose the day before because of the eve, you lose the Thursday, and you'll lose the Friday. I mean, we really just have nothing that's likely to happen over the next couple of weeks. So if you need to buy some time before locking a loan, if you're, looking at your lock window, I have my son, again, for those of you who don't know, my son is, and his wife, his new wife, they were married in October, buying their first home. They're closing January 9th. And we ran into an issue and a scheduling thing because of Christmas and New Year's. It does throw things off and it pushes things out. So if you need some time and that could be an issue, there's no urgency to lock, like what Mike said. But if you want to just, if it's going to close, or if things are running smoothly and you want to lock them, just lock them and be done. You're probably catching things at a little bit of the better time. Let me show you. We'll use MBS Live as a reference and take a look here. If we look here again, 6.22, that's kind of our best. We had 6.23, so we get there. It's not the only time we've got these 2 days here. 6.20 was a little bit better in theory. And then we go up to this, I'll mark them in red because they're a little higher, but we go up 1/8 of a point, basically. And that's not just that's in rate, not just in rebate pricing. So, we do see a movement. This is the worst levels that we get to. And then kind of some of our best levels. We're near those best levels right now. And that's why, just locking in to get near those best levels, not a bad thing at all. But it's not really overly necessary either. So that's it for me, man. But otherwise, I will be in Charleston this weekend. That is what I am doing. Mike said, is Friday a holiday now? It's not a holiday for the markets, but it's a holiday for the reality of people working. Yes, you get a lot of people, because especially if they're traveling, if anyone's getting together for Christmas, they'll take off on Friday. Nothing's going to get done in underwriting. I mean, you're going to get some files worked on, but overall, things definitely slow down. You've been in the business for a day or two. You know that. Good morning, Carmen Amuendo, Brian Paddleford. Great to have you all here. So, tell me in the comments, what are you guys doing this weekend? I am getting my poor computer dripped on. No best mess with it. Hold on, this might screw things up, but I'm gonna try it. All right, yeah, I knew it was gonna do that. All right. Anyway, I am here this morning. Oh, look at this beautiful blue skies out here in Charleston. So the rain came yesterday. Today will be a nice day, and I will be out and about, like I said, with my wonderful, beautiful, amazing wife, having a great weekend. We'll be checking some stuff out, doing a Christmas lights tour and a holiday walking cocktail tour and some other fun touristy things that we like to do. You hear that? It is kind of funny. It's just kind of peeing there. So that's from all the rain. So anyway, I'm going to wrap it up. Hope you all have a fantastic weekend. I will see you on Monday. Take care, my friends. Make it a great one. Bye-bye. Conflicting info on what, Mike? What conflicting info? Now I'm still here. I said goodbye, but here I am. What have you heard conflicting? I'll stick around for a minute and see if you answer. The Friday is not there's nothing conflicting. Friday is not a bond holiday. Markets are closed 2 p.m. on Wednesday, and they're closed on Thursday. They'll do that Christmas. They'll do that New Year's, but it is not. Does it count as a recession day? Friday? Absolutely. Friday is a legal day. There's no holiday there. Friday is absolutely a recession day. It absolutely counts as a recession day. So yes, keep that in mind to answer your question. As far as I don't know who would tell you otherwise. I don't know why there'd be any conflict. Put me on the side of it's absolutely. There is no reason that Friday would not count as a rescission day. It is not a federal holiday. It is not anything. So it's just a day that everyone's going to take off of work. So it's not. Friday is not a legal holiday. So all right, my friends, I'm wrapping up. Y'all have a great one. I'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.